Hello, I'm MC Toon, the worst rapper in the world. Today, I've got an early stream here. This one is with Roberto Reeves, who is connected but hasn't said anything yet. But I'm going to give him a chance here to say something in just a minute. Let me get this set up. But he's not. Here we go. All right, Roberto, if you talk, I think they'll hear you. But I will make sure that the sound is correct. But he's not talking. I don't know. He's connected. I can tell you that he's connected. And my sound is going out to him, but nothing yet. Don't know. Oh,
Hey, how you doing, Michael?
There we go. All right. I'm doing great today. It's a nice sunny day here in Minnesota. Are you going to be on camera, or is it just going to be your voice?
No, just my voice. I don't know why you would need to see my face. It's not my face we're interested in. It's the topic of discussion, is it not?
It just makes it more interesting for the crowd. So, all right. Well, go ahead. If you've got something to introduce yourself, go right ahead.
I don't really need introductions. We'll just get straight down to the point. I mean, firstly, I would like to address the way you've advertised this discussion chat. You put on your YouTube channel about Roberto Reeves blocking, trolling, blah blah, etc., etc. That's a personal attack because one, I've never blocked you. The only person that I came to your pages and your platforms to speak to was you. But your
okay. Well, you don't block people?
Have I blocked you? I'm only here to talk to you.
Okay,
I only came to your page to speak to you.
All right. So anybody in the chat, if he's blocked you, just let us know. All right, go ahead.
Can you tell me what somebody blocking people on social media platforms has got to do with the shape of the earth?
It's just funny.
Irrelevant, subjective fluff, the thing that you specialise in, isn't it?
All right.
So right, we've got that. We've got the cartoon sort of, I don't know even what it is. It just looks like a square with squiggles and lines, and that's supposed to represent my side of the conversation. I did send you some pictures of reality, which is what my side of the conversation is based on. So why did you feel the need to attach a cartoon to my side of the discussion? I know everybody knows and can see clearly that a cartoon represents your worldview.
Well, because last time I did this, you complained because I put something from you on the preview. So I chose something that was not from you at all, just so that you wouldn't have the same response.
You've chosen something that represents a cartoon. That's your worldview. That's not my worldview. You've got plenty of pictures I've sent you that represent reality, which is the standpoint I'm coming from. So, okay. I mean, is this just games? You try to sway people psychologically?
I picked something.
Did you attach the image because you want your fans to think, oh, this is what Flat Earthers' worldview is, this is what Flat Earthers claim, this is what Flat Earthers believe in?
We've heard all the different claims and stuff, but if you have something different, feel free.
No, we're here today to talk about your claims. I'm afraid I'm not making any claims. I'm sceptical of the globe, so but we'll talk about the claims that you've made. First, I'd like to talk about your page where you're sort of begging people to give you money towards what you do. It states on your YouTube MC Toon page, education. Can you tell me and everybody watching what teaching qualifications you have, what teaching experience you have?
Oh, well,
because it says on your Patreon as well that your kids watch the videos and you would expect other people's children to watch your videos. So can you tell everybody watching what teaching experience and indeed what qualifications you have as a teacher?
I am the teacher for my kids. We homeschool. And
qualifications. What teaching qualifications?
I'm sorry, I was talking.
I know, but you homeschooling your kids doesn't make you a qualified teacher.
No, it certainly does. Because the state of Minnesota allows it. So there we go. But as far as any credentials for that, no, I don't have any specific credentials for teaching. I
homeschool as well. I don't view myself as a teacher. I don't put education on any of my social media platforms. I don't purport to educate other people's children or speak to minors in Messenger and groom them, but accept that they're too young to feature on your YouTube channel just now.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with that at all, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So anyway,
That's just the wee creepy snake side of you, but don't
YouTube
run away from it.
allows people
No, whoa, whoa,
to
whoa, whoa, whoa,
choose
whoa.
whatever they want for the topic or the general category without asking for credentials on that. And so I put education sometimes, and
So,
sometimes I put entertainment. But I'll be
yeah,
honest, this is entertainment for smart people. So,
smart people.
yes,
Is that what you call trailer park cult
yes,
residents these days? Right, okay, let's get down to that then, shall we? You, as an individual, you messaged me and you said quite openly that you're a Protestant Christian, practicing Protestant Christian. You also openly admit that you homeschool your kids from a Christian science teaching
sure,
materials. Yep. So, do you have faith in the whole creation, Adam and Eve, or did you come from primordial slime, like Mr. Garrison's evolution video? I mean, was your granny a monkey frog retard fish? And
as
it can't be
far
both.
as
It
far as
can't.
the origins of the universe, I'm not really particularly that strongly interested in it, and my opinion on that is not strong. So I don't actually get into that a whole lot. But if you wanted, you could talk with maybe Danny Faulkner.
No,
He
I'm
might
talking
have
to
a
you.
good conversation about that with you, but I don't.
Look, stop trying to run away. You believe in God, and you also believe in heliocentrism.
Sure, just like
You
billions of
believe
other
in
people. Yeah, it's not all that unusual.
you believe in creation, and you believe in evolution.
Again, that's not very unusual.
Your faiths are a bit conflicted here. I mean, you can't prove either of your religious beliefs. But
well, I don't. Like I said, I don't care a whole lot for the origins of the universe, but the shape of the Earth is trivial to show that it's spherical. Yeah.
Sure, right. Fair enough. We'll get to that. So, when you're teaching your Christian science learning materials, what was the globe orbiting for the first few days before God created the sun?
Now, I'm not a young Earth creationist, so that doesn't apply.
But you believe in God and Genesis and the Bible.
Sure, but I'm not a young Earth creationist. If you don't know what that means, then maybe this conversation isn't quite the one for you.
Can you show me the Bible version where it states that the God created the sun and the globe and everything exploded from nothing?
It's the Bible doesn't address that stuff.
It doesn't exist, no. So you've got two completely contradicting faiths.
No, it just doesn't address it. It doesn't conflict at all.
Oh, like waffle. You've got nothing of substance. Right. Francis Bacon book, you said to me that we were having a discussion about the moon, which has got nothing to do with the shape of the tangible, measurable, quantifiable physical object.
I disagree with that, but yeah, Francis Bacon, go ahead.
You can disagree all you want, but you're still wrong. You said that the Francis Bacon book proves that the Earth's shadow is the cause of a lunar eclipse. Can you tell me what?
Not at all. That's not what that was about. Francis Bacon talked about the philosophy of science. He doesn't.
Philosophy and science shouldn't be in the same sentence.
Oh dear.
Exactly. Oh dear.
Yeah, the good people at Stanford might disagree with you in their book.
That is appeals to authority, appeals to consensus, appeals to individuals. I don't know. This is a discussion between
that is what
as a man.
Certainly you're doing too. So.
I use the term man loosely. It's a discussion between you and me as a man.
Yeah. All right. So the point about Francis Bacon, clearly you didn't look at the Francis Bacon book. It wasn't about the moon at all, and you didn't understand that because you don't know anything about Francis Bacon. So go ahead, continue.
I wasn't finished speaking. You've made, I don't know, I've counted at least 10, 15 appeals to you should go and speak to somebody else, you should look at this, I don't know, I don't really subscribe to that, that's not what I think. So I mean, it's a discussion between you and me, two individuals.
All right, well, then don't bring up Francis Bacon, I guess.
No, but I'm talking about your claim. So it's you as an individual made that claim, so I'm discussing your claim.
I did not make a claim anything about Francis Bacon and the moon.
You did. I've got a screenshot. I'll post it in your wall when this chat's finished, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And we can prove you to be a liar 100 times over, but we'll get to that as well. Nintendo and its proof of rotation of the Earth, and you also said, it also proves Earth's orbit around the sun. Can you demonstrate this? Have you got a Nintendo handy that you can show me how I can do this for myself?
So that specifically was about MEMS controllers
No. Answer the question. Have you got a
no,
Nintendo
I
to
will
hand that you
I will
can
explain it how I want to explain it
No, I
so
don't
that
want
you
an explanation. I
understand.
want a
So
demonstration.
you understand what I'm talking about.
No.
Because
I
I
want a
think you
demonstration.
lack the information, the backing information on that. I was citing a measurement of rotation using MEMS controllers. These are small microchips that measure rotation. And on my website, mc2.net/spin, there is a peer-reviewed scientific study where they used MEMS controllers to measure the rotation of the Earth. MEMS controllers are also in Nintendo controllers, as well as many other things like phones and other controllers from Xbox or PlayStation to measure movement. So the same types of controllers that are in those game system controllers were in this experiment that this measurement of the rotation of the Earth. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking when you got confused about MEMS controllers and Nintendos.
I'm not confused at all. You're just trying to detract from the main focus of my point. My point is, you and I are having a discussion between each other. You made a claim that a Nintendo Wii controller proves rotation of the Earth. Now you're talking now you're talking about a peer-reviewed scientific study. So you haven't actually conducted this yourself.
I don't have to conduct a study myself for it to be valid. That's not how science works. But listen, I can understand that you'd be very confused about how science works.
No. Look, you're a snaky little piece of shit. You haven't proved your claim. There were peer-reviewed scientific studies that said thalidomide was safe, Michael. You understand that? There were peer-reviewed scientific...
I don't know what word that was. Can you say that again?
Thalidomide. The one that left hundreds of thousands of deformed babies that was injected.
I don't even know what you're talking about. But is this something that you personally conducted? I just want to make sure that you're applying your standard of evidence consistently. So if you're saying that I have to personally do it myself, then you also have to do it personally yourself. So make sure that you only cite things that you personally did yourself.
Yeah, I personally worked with victims of thalidomide, Michael, so I know full well.
Yeah, but the study that you're talking about, the numbers of people and quantity, all that, you counted them yourself personally, right?
No, I never spoke about
No, okay. Then you can't, by your standard of evidence, you can't cite that. Now, I can, because my standard of evidence isn't your terrible, lame, deceptive standard of evidence that you love so much.
What I said was that a peer-reviewed scientific studies which said thalidomide was safe. It has been 100% proven to be completely unsafe.
Excellent. Okay, so with additional studies,
you relying on a scientific study and saying that you've got empirical proof is bullshit. You don't have fuck all.
Well, I never said proof, did I? But go ahead.
No, you don't have proof. You don't have proof.
Yeah, and science. Because you don't understand this. Science isn't about proof; it's about evidence.
You claim personally to have measured the radius of the Earth. How did you do that?
I have indeed.
Right, show me.
Four times.
How can I personally measure the radius of the Earth?
You said show me, so I'm about to do that.
I want to do what you did.
4 times, both equinoxes and both solstices. I went to the same. Of course, yeah, it's easy to do.
We're talking about the physical
object. If you don't understand geometry, that's fine. But I was explaining something when you interrupted me. So,
fallacious, irrelevant argumentation.
Close mouth, open ears.
I'm holding you to task.
I'm explaining it. You didn't even let me get one sentence into it, Robert.
Optical phenomenon in the sky into a scientific physical discussion.
Because you don't understand the geometry.
Stop saying I don't understand.
Not my problem. Your problem. I don't need to force you to understand it. I can just present the evidence, and smart people will understand it.
PDFs, Nintendos. You can't prove shit. Show me. Just now, prove to me, you as a person, to me, that you live on a physics-defying pressurized molten spaceship. Go.
Well, you made a bunch of claims there. And you said you weren't going to make claims. You said it was physics denying. You said it was molten. Well, it's not molten. We're not sitting on anything molten. It's not a spaceship, really. I don't know where. Lots of claims there for you to back up, I guess. But like I said, I 4 times measured the radius of the Earth, and the numbers came out the same every time. It's amazing.
Numbers, formal language. Language. Show me something scientific.
Just because you don't understand it. It is scientific. Your denial of science is not valid.
It's a formal language. Physics,
I don't care.
chemistry,
I don't
biology,
care that you
geology.
don't
Show me
understand.
something.
I
Physics,
do know
chemistry, biology,
that this is
chemistry,
beyond your comprehension,
geology,
Robert.
natural
Yeah.
sciences apply to
Yeah.
the physical world. Show me
Absolutely.
something
Like
physical.
measuring the angle of the sun. That's
Angles,
natural. Yes.
optical phenomenon. You're a clown.
Yeah.
You're an absolute
Now
clown.
you, again, your standard of evidence includes optical
I don't
phenomenon
have any
because
evidence.
you
No,
presented me optical phenomenon for what you thought showed the shape of the earth.
no, I
So
don't.
your
No, I
standard of
don't.
evidence.
No, I
Oh,
don't.
well,
No,
let me
look,
just,
you're a disingenuous, snaky little
I'll
prick.
just pull it up here. So
Come on.
are you watching on the stream, or I can share this?
I asked you to explain why I can see the Kaffirman when the math of the globe you claim to live on says that I shouldn't be able to see it. But you couldn't answer the question.
All right. So there you go. You can see this is people at home. This is Roberto's own optical evidence that he presented that he thinks shows the true nature of the earth. Now, he says that I can't use optical evidence, but he can use optical evidence. I don't know why that particular standard of evidence applies to him, but not to me. It's a little confusing. I understand that you might be confused. So yeah, this here, it's hard to see this particular.
The camera's at 1 foot.
No, what is this thing that we're looking at?
12 inches the camera is. That's 23 miles away. Why can I see it?
What are we looking at here?
12-inch camera height, 23 miles away.
What are we looking? What do you think that this little outline is showing us?
Well, I've sent you plenty of pictures. You can go and compare them.
I'm asking you to just explain to the audience, because they weren't privy to our conversation. What is this little outline here? What is this supposed to be showing?
That's Ailsa Craig.
That's what?
I asked you why. Ailsa Craig. I asked you why I can see it, and you couldn't tell me.
Craig. Now you told me that this was the calf of man.
No, you've got the wrong video. Fucktard. I'll post the video with the Kaffirman on your Facebook when this is finished.
Yeah,
that's the one that you're creepy. That's the one that you're creepy. But here's
the cool thing:
there's an island. You completely dismissed Snaefell, which is the highest altitude hill on the Kaffirman. You're a clown.
So all right. So you first said this was the calf of man, and now
you're trying to distract
something
from
else.
The fact that we're trying. I never said it was a calf of man. You're a fucking liar.
You certainly did.
Look at you sneaky wee cunt.
But now, I don't know. Is this not? Is this a mountain on the Isle of Man, or what is it? What do you think it is now?
Keep talking about it. I'll wait until you're finished and you want to get back to the actual conversation we're having.
So I'll get. The point is that you have used optical phenomenon as what you thought was evidence for the shape of the earth.
No,
so for your consistency in your standard of evidence, I will just apply your standard of evidence consistently. You can't use any optical phenomenon if I can't use any optical phenomenon. So so you can't use anything. But I tell you what, the rest of us intelligent people, we will gladly use optical phenomenon because it tells us a lot. Whatever mountain this is.
Blah, 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 blah. Distraction avoidance. You still can't tell me why I can see that island. You still can't tell me why I can see the Kaffirman.
Certainly can.
You came up with ridiculous claims like the Mulla Galloway is an island and I was away somewhere.
That was somebody else.
From where I was supposed to be. No, it was you. I've got the screenshots and I'll prove it. So can you answer the question? Why can I see the Kaffirman from 56 miles away with a camera at 5 feet above sea level?
Well, where is this calf of man observation?
You've got the video. We've discussed it, and you ran away from it. You've been running away from it for months.
Now, I do recall you showing some different.
Right, let's stop talking about me and get back to you, shall we? You claim to live on a globe. Show me your best proof. Physical, scientific proof.
I was getting to it before you interrupted me.
Well, go.
So I measured the angle of the sun.
Angles to optical phenomenon in the sky.
I got one sentence in. Come on, Del. You gotta stop talking for a second. All right.
Well, you need to stop talking about angles to optical phenomenon in the sky when we're talking about the physical.
If the geometry's over your head, I understand, but I'd just like to present this so that the people at home can have a good laugh at you.
You're a clown.
Yeah, but you seem to not understand geometry.
Numbers and lights.
I understand. It's too confusing for you.
The physical object beneath your feet is.
I get it. It's too difficult for you to understand. Now, it is. But if you want, maybe you could present something then, since you refuse to listen to my measurements of the radius of the Earth. Maybe you have something to
You don't have
present
measurements of the
to the
radius.
contrary.
4,000 miles deep. Show me the hole that you dug.
I didn't
How
dig
did
that
you
hole.
measure 4,000
I've not
miles?
dug that deep of a hole.
Well, you don't have a physical measurement, do you? All you've got is assumption and
that's
numbers.
not the only way to measure things. But again, it seems like it's over your head, and you're kind of confused by.
What's the deepest hole dug into the Earth, Michael? What's the deepest hole dug into the Earth?
That's
What
not
is
the only way to measure
Earth,
things, Roberto. Why
But
do you think that? This
claim,
is like second grade that you can figure out ways to measure things other than just going to them.
You claim to know what is at the core of the Earth, 4,000 miles deep. How are you quantifying that? Tell me, how can you tell empirically what is at the core of the Earth, 4,000 miles deep?
The people that specialize in it, it's not particularly something I talk about much.
Fucking religious appeals, clown.
But people can measure, just like if you break an arm, you can take an X-ray of your arm.
You said Jude measured the radius. You said, shh, don't shush me, you can't.
Close your mouth, open your ears, because I'm talking. The adult is talking here, Roberto.
Measure the radius.
There's other ways to do
it up at the sky.
And just because you don't understand indirect measurement
doesn't make it wrong. Direction, Michael.
It just shows that you don't understand these basic things past second and third grade. If you want, I could give you kind of some links to the different science books that you could look at to learn how to do some measurements and do some actual science.
I ask you to show me physical proof, empirical proof.
I don't care. I don't care for your particular denialism, because that's all you have is deny everything that you don't like, everything that hurts your senses, your precious flat Earth. You deny. So
scientific method, standard experiment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm working through it, but you keep interrupting me because it's over your head. I think
working through it, you should be able to demonstrate it.
And like I said, if you would stop talking so that I could demonstrate it, then we could get to that. Okay, so I measured the angle to the sun, and we know
physical measurement. Empirical physical measurement. What is the sun, Michael?
Close your mouth.
Quantifying the sun? How are you quantifying the sun? It's an optical phenomenon in the sky. You can't travel to it. You don't know what it is.
Just because we can't travel. Again, this is second grade mentality that you think you have to go somewhere to measure it. How completely mindless is that? That is
got the mentality
amazingly
of a
stupid.
Schoolgirl. Mentality of a second grade schoolgirl.
So, where in science, give me a citation to where in science it says you have to go somewhere to measure it. Go ahead. Show me where in science somebody says that.
Let me speak. I sent you a definition of the sciences that are involved in the natural world. Physics,
you did.
Chemistry, biology, geology. It says it excludes formal languages such as mathematics, theoretical sciences, etc., etc. So show me something, physics, geology, chemistry, biology, that proves you live on a globe, because that is the physical.
I was getting to that, but you interrupted me again.
Go. Physical.
I measured the angle to the sun.
You're
4 different times of the year.
You're 100% bona fide retard.
And because I know the distance from where I was to the subsolar point, I can measure if the Earth were flat.
You said you know.
I'm explaining it. This is where you be quiet and listen, because the adult is talking. Right?
Sky says, wow.
Yeah. This is science. Find a citation within some scientific documentation that says you have to go somewhere to measure it. That you won't find that. So
did Jesus help you measure the distance to the sun? How did you measure the distance to the sun? You as an individual.
Me?
Physically,
I didn't. Again, that's not my standard of evidence. That's your ridiculous standard of evidence, which is just a basis, a form of denialism. All you want to do is deny things because it hurts your precious, right? Your precious flat Earth. So, wow, you stopped talking for a minute. So let me get through this. I measured the angle of the sun. I know the distance from where I was to the subsolar point on the equinoxes. It's from my location to the equator. I'm at right around 45 degrees north, and the distance to the equator is 45 degrees latitude, which you multiply by 60 nautical miles or multiply by 111 kilometers, and you get that distance, right? And then you can have a hypothesis that the Earth is flat. And when you have that hypothesis, you can measure the angle to the sun and measure the distance. And the thing is, it's 3105 miles from where I am to the equator, and it's about 45 degrees. That puts the sun at 3,105 miles in elevation. The problem is that in the middle of the night, 12 hours later, because I know the elevation of the sun, and I know where I am in relation to its new subsolar point, I can calculate and find out that the sun should be about 16 degrees above the horizon. But it's not. In fact, about 6 hours prior, it set. It crossed the horizon at the same angular size as it did midday. This is impossible on flat Earth. So I falsified flat Earth with that one thing. I did it multiple times. I did it with friends. You can do it yourself from Scotland. Now, how did I measure the radius of the Earth? Well, I used, again, geometry and trigonometry with the hypothesis that the sun is very far away, and measured the angle to the sun, same angle, and I get just under 4,000 kilometers. The thing is, my friend did it from Jerusalem. He got the same elevation of the sun. My friend did it from Singapore. He got the same elevation of the sun. We had people from all around the globe measure it and get the same elevation. So there you go. It seems, are you still there? He is left. We got to rage quit, people. So there it is, Roberto Rage Quit. That was pretty quick. He had nothing, of course, except for denialism. And yeah, what is he? He is a Dell flat earther. That's right. I believe that his Papa Flurf is Dell.